So
North
James,
with everything to lose. Everything to lose in this. MVP got to be playing with little pressure. They must feel like they're an underdog.
well, it would be pretty cool to see MVP in the major. But what a travesty it would be if North didn't make the major. I'm just so torn, James, in that sense. I mean, North are an interesting team in that it feels as though they are supposed to be almost this next level team. They have, there's such an amazing support around them, a great support structure, all the investment that they could possibly want to have, everything that they should want to be able to be the most productive team, effectively, a team that can foster new talent, like we have Gaiden there, for example, as well as having developing and enabling the talent that they currently have, that have the experience that they have, on the likes of like Kirby or Valde, who's now taking the reins as the in-game leader. They have everything they need to be an incredible team, but they just can't quite find that consistency, and it's quite worrying. And I hope that it's something that they can figure out, obviously, in the next few months, like leading into the major, especially if they are to qualify for it. But MVP, they're offered up a pretty interesting opportunity here, as they said. North are a team that they're not invincible. They can have these massive hiccups where they could just drop a map in a very unexpected fashion. And with Nuke on the table first to start the series off, I feel like there is a way in here for MVP, and I don't think that even makes sense to say, but that's the facts, I think.
But perhaps North could overwhelm with more experience, coordination between players. Time will tell. It's going to be an interesting one. And at the very least, MVP have to be coming into this game of Nuke with confidence. So we shall see.
Yeah.
It's going to be a very curious series in that respect.
But you have to be careful with that too, because you don't want to be. I think it's as Kirby said in that interview with James Banks. It just, you don't want to take anything for granted. And I don't think they're in a position where they need to do anything insane. Obviously, Nuke is going to be a hard map for them, given MVP's ability on that map. But that's the only dangerous map in the series for North to face them on. So I feel like I don't want to see North try to overcompensate here. I don't want to see them try to go out of their game plan to try to disrespect MVP, or to try to abuse them in ways in which they think that they might be weak. I think if they just stick to their game plan, they just should be fine. And if they drop this map, it's not the end of the world.
I don't know, Inferno, I think, is a map that everybody should be able to play. Isn't necessarily the case from what we've seen this week, but that doesn't include MVP in that conversation. So I think that if North drop this, I think this is nothing is guaranteed. Well, we've got a HE towards the squeaky door, a fast charge into the A-bomb side, something that will be as little surprise to North. AZ will hold down the higher ground for now. Three flashes, excuse me, for this T side, so they could line one up to burst from this heaven position. There are 3 players there. We see the flash coming in. Doesn't really do a good job. The chain flash won't do one either. Too low, unfortunately, for the positions of MVP, but they'll receive the headshots. Shetter now on the flank in the mini position. We've got players on top of the hut, and Gate's got a great angle behind the smoke. So HSK won't be able to do a whole lot of anything, but the bomb is still planted for HSK. Can he survive? Down to 2 players left, and there will be time, or will there? Yugi finds the kit just in time. That was really crucial, and a pistol will go to North on their CT side.
Yeah, I was a little bit worried for North there, giving up the plant, playing retake on the upper bomb side. It's not the easiest thing in the world, especially when it's a heads-up 5 versus 5. Obviously, though, they had a bunch of utility. They had ways in which they had pre-planned to use that utility to maximal effectiveness, and they make it work. But the bomb did go down, and MVP, we already see a Galil being purchased by Stacks. How much more investment will be behind it? It's going to be an interesting one. I'm really excited to see what MVP are capable of here and the problems that they can cause the likes of North. And I'm loving that they're starting on the T side too. It just has the making for the best possible series between these two teams, to have this map first, to have them on the T side first. And I'm kind of rooting for them to be able to do some serious damage on this round against North, just to make things a little bit spicy right out of the gates.
Yeah, I mean, looking at North, you should come into this and feel confident for them, but the reason they're here is because they haven't always been able to deliver on that confidence. So nothing is to be taken for granted. Nothing is guaranteed, as I said before. It is, I I mean, from North's point of view, I'm kind of scared because again, we have never seen that consistency from the brand that we have been looking for, that we expect from them, from the quality and caliber of players they've had on their squads, from the in-game leaders they've had in the past as well. Beautiful spray from Kiabi towards that secret position. That's not ideal for MVP. Looking for some kind of impact in this run. They have gone for the force buy. If 3 players remain, they'll take control of control. This area commonly known as. Currently smoked off though, so they'll be contained. So the element of surprise is quite firmly taken away by North.
Yeah, at this point, it's a little bit worrying because this is a classic Nuke situation. You're the T side, you rush down towards Secret, you've given up every other portion of the map to do so, and then you've lost some players on top of that. So you're kind of in this position where you can't really breach the lower bomb side effectively because you don't have enough players, and the CTs are rotated already and in position because they've had time to do so. And you're in a 3v5, you kind of have to go back out to outside, and it's very easy for the CTs to know exactly what's happening. And so this is a pretty desperate spot for MVP. But you can tell that North, they're just trying to make sure that they don't overstep things here. They're just playing extremely passively. I think if they were already feeling confident and in the flow of things, we might even have seen some aggression to meet MVP as they come outside. But for now, North are just trying to starve them. You can see that position has been gained by MVP. They've actually managed to get into heaven. So there is a possibility for some damage here. And this is important, but no frag. Where's the trade? Oh, I don't think he meant to fall there. And in doing so, they won't get a single kill, which is going to be amazing for North, of course.
Yep, absolutely. That is quite the failed buy from MVP. Beautiful spray towards that secret choke point to take 2 players out early. And then just the use of utility to limit the options for MVP. To contain them, to kettle them, if you will. Kettling is a police term to contain people in an area for unreasonable periods of time. And now we've just got pistols for MVP, looking to do some damage. There's one flashbang. One flashbang to gain position. You can see HSK on the roof on the X-ray. He's got that flash, lining it up for the A-bomb site, it seems. Not sure if he's broken any glass. MVP waits out the initial Molotovs, the initial incendiaries. There we go, they start to get ready to burst into the A-bomb site. That smoke grenade won't be too much of a deterrent. Or will it? Apparently it will. I thought they might just burst through it anyway. Flashbang is a flashbang after all. But if somebody's inside that hut, then they're all going to get deleted. So they'll have to wait a little while longer. And there's a smoke towards Secret. I like how there's one smoke, then the other. So they get twice as much mileage out of them, save for, instead of putting them down together, obviously. And MVP will just wait all of this out. And maybe this makes things a little more obvious for North.
Yeah, there's not much MVP can really hope to do here. Let's see if they can get some damage, get at least a kill. That would be pretty nice. There's a flashbang, it's not going to do too much. All stuck in the choke point. And they will all get absolutely sprayed down. Nothing they can do. And what's cool right now is that it really is apparent to me that we're seeing North really focus on being extremely disciplined and trying to not take any risks at all in terms of we're not going to create engagements. We want to see if how MVP play this, and maybe if they make mistakes, we can just punish that, and that's what we'll base our game off of. And sometimes that's enough to win a game if you have good team play. So far that's been doing the job for North.
Yeah, in these 3 rounds, MVP have not got enough frags. So North are in a good spot, and they'll be in a great spot if they can win this round with authority. HSK breaking some windows, just to suggest a potential execute into the A-bomb site. You never quite know if it's coming or not, but if the windows are broken, then it'll always be in the back of your mind. And apparently on this occasion, it might just be that execute into the A-bomb site. Expectant though on North, they've got smoke grenades in their hands towards the A-bomb site. One smoke thrown, they're inviting some utility to be used at the very least for North. Again, maybe trying to pull them out of position as well. Put more players of North towards that A-bomb site, but MVP are non-committal.
He's got the outside here. Just has to be careful. He's got the bomb in the most forward position for the team. And Kirby is Trying to make sure that no one's passing without him realizing here. Scoped in, and it's actually going to obscure his vision, so he can't react to Sheta coming around the corner in time. This is working out for MVP. They're going to storm the upper bomb site gate with the spray down. It's not really going to land. It's down to Valde with a UMP, but there's just too many players with AKs here, and this looks fantastic. MVP absolutely crushing it there, but it all started with Kirby.
Yeah, that was a huge round. They, being close to main, heard the scope of Kirby. It makes me wonder if I mean, that was quite a significant gap on the lower area between the two smokes, so I do wonder if that was a deliberate thing or just a happy accident that he's focusing on that and conceded his position with the scope. You never know. But there's a round, a strong round for MVP. We're looking for a strong round for North to have a race car start on the CT side, but that won't be the case. They do, however, have another buy. And now Yugi's on the AWP.
I guess we'll find out about those smokes soon enough, whether that gap is consistent or not. Sheta trying to make sure that he keeps North accountable if they try to push outer. So you can see this is interesting. MVP start things off really passively in case North were to go aggressive, but the next 10-15 seconds you'd imagine that they have to start applying pressure. You can't wait for the CTs forever. You only end up hurting yourself if you do that for too long. So here's a flashbang, you're using a forest shot and fall back. So it's actually pretty valuable. That $200 investment's actually forced Yugi back a little bit.
It's also told them where the AWP is, which can be key information. They could either try to abuse him with numbers or could at least prepare him for an execute elsewhere. North looking for an A execute once again. Sign pulls the pin. Kiabi waits. That's a huge... Look at the timing of that flashbang. That is instant. As soon as the door is open, the flashbang is completely eaten by Kiabi, but the pre-fire is there. He doesn't pull the trigger, trying to catch him off guard, and exchange, the door is almost completely destroyed, but Sign lands a headshot finally. 34 seconds on the clock, and they start to move towards A.
Yeah, here is a pretty risky situation now for North as they have to rotate into this upper bomb site. They're not in the best positions. However, MVP are slowing things down, and HSK could unravel this bomb site. Valde's looking for this. Beautiful headshot from HSK. That's so critical. Gate's now alone with so much to do, and it's not going to be able to accomplish all that much. Yugi is now alone in the heaven position with the AWP, and he is really in trouble here. He's got to back away, try to save this one. And MVP, once again, James, they are... that was a great round. I like how they constructed that one. Yeah,
those 2 rounds are pretty cool that we've seen so far. Managing to pull North out of position, get the information on the location of the AWP, get into the heaven position and take a high ground and deal with the player looking for a heaven peak above the hut. The trades there, they look strong on the T side. It looks kind of scary for North. And the money is all gone all of a sudden. Again, North were just a round or two ago potentially building some great cash for their CT side, and now they got nothing, and Yugi's desperately trying to hold on to his AWP, but I don't know if he'll be able to do that. Nothing is allowed for North. StarLadder MVP. Everybody's found their voices at these minors. Notepad is out. Money is gone. This was quite the exchange. All the frags did go the way of MVP. You could see he just ran out of bullets there, so the very last few shots, getting the headshot, so crucial around that squeaky door position.
What was cool for me there as well is that MVP are their kind of D4 Counter-Strike here is looking kind of good, and they're hitting their shots at the same time. So it's really encouraging to their chances to have a good T side here. And I'm curious now with a round such as that, if it's going to convince North to be a bit more proactive, because MVP have kind of stood, they passed the test effectively of, hey, if you're just gonna play a passive CT setups, and we have the space to work a default, we can hit you with some hard-hitting strategies, and we're gonna hit our shots. So you're gonna have to come and stop us before we get to that point. But for now, of course, it is about this save round. I'm curious actually that Gate has a Taser plus a Deagle, because I feel like the two things, like you want to play the Deagle from mid to long ranges, and the Tasers you want to play it from really close ranges. I guess it's cheap at least.
Creeping around main once again. Kiabi's got an off angle. Does that mean they're expecting? There's a smoke around main. He's starting to fall back a little bit, but he did hit the Molotov. Oop. Team shot in the head. Won't do too much damage though. 40 seconds, MVP moving through with good timing. There are some players in hell. We're going to pick up an AK-47. Now, do you choose to defend the weapon or do you choose to pursue the bomb site? It'll be a bit of both, but finally the rifles will be taken away, and those will need to be protected. And there might be another frag for Valde. If he gets a kill here, does he go for it? He won't get the kill. We will never know. 3-3. And North should be back on the buy, but it won't be spectacular. Yugi lacking Kevlar. There'll be a lack of grenades as well. Actually, it's quite reasonable, but it could have more. Will we see something aggressive from the CT side, or will they just hold as usual?
I have to say, I did enjoy the anti-eco strategy there from MVP. It's that classic wraparound heaven, which is very strong. So to me, I'm just watching and thinking, okay, they kind of get this map. This is cool. Ooh, that was close. Just almost with a chance there on the AWP shot through the door, but AZ will avoid the, well, he'll avoid the damage of the AWP, but he has taken a lot of life, or he's lost a lot of life, I should say.
I guess he feared a rush into the A bomb site. Otherwise, I don't think he'd have any business peeking that. But he seemed unsure. Just poking through the smoke to close the door. It's very polite of him, good manners. So not seeing a default HE of the squeaky door just yet from the T side, as we sometimes do. Valde is waiting for a flashbang. Looking at his teammate's screen, seeing what else is going on. And they wait. Everything goes quiet. MVP have thrown 2 grenades in this round, at most.
Right.
They have practically everything to do whatever the hell they want, but they still need to win the frags as well. AZ eats a flashbang. He won't have the information, and we see there's a rotation into the A bomb site, it seems, from the CTs, but they've got to set up towards the ramp position. Valde's good for 2. 3 in total, with Yugi playing off of him as well. Seems a strong setup. Has he got the sound cues of Zion's position? He's got the shot, he's got the flick. That leaves Jetter alone in a 1 versus 4. He has the bomb. He's got 30 seconds to act pretty damn quickly. Otherwise, he'll have no chance of planting this bomb, surely.
Yeah, and it's such a difficult position. I don't think there's any one good decision that you can make here. He's going to try to go for the plant and commit to it. He might just get it. Yeah, he's actually managed to get the plant down. That, honestly, is the best possible outcome there, I think. And North will defend. Good stuff from them. But I'm feeling the intensity between these two teams right now. This feels like a very hard-fought game. And again, like, I'm just so happy that MVP can show the level that they've been showing so far in the very few rounds that we've seen. So I'm hoping that it continues. Obviously, with the bomb down and some of the previous successes of the 3 rounds in a row that MVP just had, they're going to have plenty of cash here to keep the pressure up. And as you say, James, it was quite unusual, well, extremely unusual that they didn't throw any grenades at all after almost a minute. So I'm curious what that really means, and whether that will be something that changes here for MVP, if that was something by design.
A lot of tools available to them, but the setup from North was too strong on the ramp position, playing off of Yugi. Valde gets 2 kills, and Yugi comes in for the 3rd one. Marvelous stuff in that respect. So if you can, I mean, you can really crush if you just have the right setup at the right time. Of course, they won't play it every round, but that one was really key to get them straight back into the game. Yugi still hasn't bought Kevlar. I think he forgot to after the previous round. So he's still running around naked with $2,900. That's a little mistake. Let's see what MVP chooses to do. This time the squeaky door's been blown off.
Indeed it has. And a much more utility usage early in the round from MVP. Ooh, digging Valde in, playing him in front of the smoke, but it might not matter because quick wrap from main for an upper push. I love these strats. It's going to be quite successful in gaining control of the upper bomb site. Gate coming in from heaven, though, will make things a little bit more difficult. And now down to just 1 man as Stax is left on the bomb site alone, and there's nowhere to turn for him. And North will defend that one, and that's really important because it looked like they were kind of caught off guard slightly there, but they managed to right the ship pretty quickly. And now the money is not in a good spot. They needed the bomb plant there to buy here in this round. Did MVP, but instead we're going to see a half buy now.
Yugi's bought Kevlar now. So he's noticed the distinct lack of Kevlar. In fact, he's bought the helmet as well, which is probably wise. So I guess they've bought full armor, reading that the opponent's going to be on eco. Don't want to give any cheap one-shots away to the head with a Glock. So maybe the eco is a saving grace. We'll never know. But the armor is back. Molotov's early towards the door position. North will have to be nervous about that. Yugi playing far back, as one would expect in a round such as this. And he's got Kyabi to cover the main position. So The setup is nice. It is risk averse, but works well for North. It's a long dance. Awkward spray with the Krieg. No one's mastered it just yet. Maybe Furia. And Zeph remains to try and do some impact, have some economical impact on the opponent. He hasn't got the bomb, so it's all about the frags, just waiting for a peek in the wrong position. He is well contained for the time being.
And one thing North know is that they don't have to be aggressive because they know that he has to come to them. Here he goes. That lack of Kevlar is a problem, but indeed he had to die for the loss bonus. And now the full buy will be coming in for MVP. And again, I've been a fan of their upper attacks. We've seen some cool wraps coming in and so on and so forth. It might be the case that they're going to change things up now, as they've been showing that. They've been representing that player quite a few times. And North are already starting to get some inroads there. And you can see Gade is 12 for 4. You know, again, one of the upper anchors on the bomb sites is doing very well.
Attack pulls from North, lots of chat going on. Can MVP rack up enough rounds there? One of these three teams is going home with nothing. Going home on a... Well, for two of the teams, it's a long ride home. MVP and INTZ, and it might be one of those two teams. It might also be North, who goes home empty-handed. It's almost difficult to go home empty-handed if you think about it. Mm-hmm. 3 teams go to the major. Only 1 team gets eliminated.
Absolutely.
Got to lose a lot of matches.
Yeah. Yeah, you really do. In that sense, it's extremely fair for the teams that are playing. But here we go. Zeph will get blinded completely. An aggressive play from the likes of North. The pressure's felt by MVP. Do they want to fight this, though? They'll have some utility, of course, to throw in to try to deal with this. And Valis, straight in the angle, gets his head cut off. But Gade with the quick trade, as Zine is going to fight back here for the likes of MVP. And it's a 2 versus 3 with 1 minute and 20 seconds. That's huge. That is absolutely huge for a T side. There's a lot of space on the map for them to use. There's no ops to worry about. And they're just going to walk straight into the upper bomb site. And Gade's ready for this.
You won't see the second frag coming from AZ, the trade frag. Too much position for the CTs. They had the information. I think it was Gade falling back from the ramp position after the early push and the trade frag, the crouch peek, the headshot. And North, they'll be happy. They've got 7 rounds to the 3 of MVP. So far, so good on their CT side. They've broken the money of MVP. They've put them back onto pistols, back into the Dark Ages. A smoke grenade. Okay, we've got some extra utility coming out late from the squad, figuring out what they want to do, what their plan is. The 1 flashbang, the 3 smokes. Maybe it's a wall of smoke outside. Whatever it is, it's not going to be easy to make inroads on Nuke, beyond going down to secret, perhaps. If they're afforded such a luxury.
Indeed. They're also starting to have a really good half now. It's really developing quite nicely. You know, you would expect that they would get 8 from this. And then at that point, you know, surely they're going to start experiencing a lot of comfort. Of course, there'll still be time for MVP to get a respectable amount of rounds. And, you know, Chad was saying on the desk that MVP's CT side is pretty strong in terms of the rotations. And we don't quite have the same gap as before there, but still it's enough for Kirby to spray 1 down this time. But MVP will still try to use these numbers to abuse the lower bomb side.
Swarming. Valde's in position now. He's got a crossfire with Yugi. So far, so good. Whereas the last man, he's still on the ramp. Sign. A lot of time as well. Looking to catch a rotating player, perhaps. Yugi has an angle, but he's on scopes. Did he just right-click on scope? Because Sign stopped immediately as Yugi started walking, so I wonder. It's a coin flip now. Does he go one way or does he go another? Jiggles, and now the CT's all the info. There we go, not too bad. Still got 25 seconds to find some more. But the CTs will reposition again. Kiabi will finish off the job. Another kill in the bag for him. Another round in the bag for North.
There it is. 8 rounds. It's a comfortable start for North. Yes. I think that's really important for them as well, and especially considering that they've had these games where, and one can only assume that mentally it becomes quite challenging. And having a good start like this, I think, really helps to soothe the nerves and to calm the situation. Some pressure early there on the door as expected. Gade going in. Oh my god, he's found a frag. That is outrageous stuff from him. Nice follow-up though to punish as he tries to escape. He cannot escape. Wallbangs are present.
It's charging in to punish the impending reload. Now Valde's been dropped as well. We've got AZ creeping around the site. The smoke gives him a 1 versus 1. Sign, what does he choose to do? Awkward stuff, but manages to get the frags, and somehow he's made it doable. He's got the bomb as well. Kjabi, can he be heard rotating by HSK? Surely he can by this point. As he's dropped the smoke towards main. The bomb hasn't been planted just yet, so I do wonder if they've heard any of the sound cues he's been giving off.
Yeah.
Apparently not.
It's so hard to tell sometimes. I'd love like a graphic which shows like a, I don't know, a radius or something of how audible sound might be, but I guess it's difficult in a 3-dimensional map as well. Either way, Kirby has been outplayed, outmaneuvered here. That is for sure, as the plant will go down on the lower bomb side, and he is enormously out of position. It's really awkward for him at this point. He's going to be running around. Looks like he's just going to go and commit to the save, as he feels like he's too far away, and indeed it would be very difficult. I think the odds are so extremely low. So he'll find the AWP. That's a great catch, actually. Take the AWP back home.
Yeah, Valde's the only person who's short of money, so that will leave them with a complete buy. Save them a little money. Just not fancying it. Rotating in from the upper ground. He had a kit, but seems they will be risk averse, give themselves more buys for the future. 4th round on the board for MVP, but half the score of their opponent. Haven't broken the money just yet, so there's still more work to do if they want to have a catch-up.
Good timing, though. I feel like, you know, if North would have run that round, it's like 9-4. And, you know, it starts to become the case that North is so secured with a good half. But this you know, makes it possible that the MVP could still cause a lot of issues for North at the end of this first half. Just a couple bullets there for, I guess, is it Shine as opposed to Sign? Would it be Shine?
I think if it was... No, I think it would be XIAO would be more of a sh noise, so I think it's Sign. Like a shell.
Right. I have no idea. Anyway, all their names sound cool, so we'll stick with how we've been saying them. So, the full buys for both teams. This is a big moment. This is a really big moment, just as James was saying. You know, North's economy is finally starting to wane. If MVP, this is the one round where MVP could really create problems, and if they were going to have a 7-8 half, obviously they need to win all the remaining rounds. But Kirby, he's gone very aggressive there, just creeping, and that is not a play that they've actually been going for. And this is one of the few times MVP haven't been looking for it, and they'll get punished for that. And that's actually a big tell too, because Kirby gets some information that they're setting up on the roof there. So it really looks like a set piece on the upper bomb site was brewing, and you can see MVP know it. They can't. They're gonna change their plan now. They're readying for that upper push, and now they're gonna switch it up and go outside. But they've only got 50 seconds, and they've effectively not really accomplished anything so far in this round.
Showing some presence towards the A-bomb site. Again, the wall of smoke. Kjabi will go to focus on the secret position. AZ's taking some fire in the meantime. Maybe expectant. Oh, we've got an alternative angles up top, and that might be the difference maker. Valde with 2, and Gade is still alive as well. Quick flurry of kills, and they go the way of North. So changing from above the hut to the other side made a hell of a difference there for North. Yeah.
It's actually really interesting, because if you watch some of the rounds in this half from the likes of MVP, they favor that wrap through main very commonly, and I can understand why they do it. You know, you get to avoid a lot of potential issues by trying to take outside and trying to take control of heaven and pressure that position. There's lots of opportunities for the CTs to maybe win duels if you do that. And there, if they wrap through main, they can just explode onto the site altogether. But this time it looked like North, you know, really adapted. It looked like they expected that option as a stronger likelihood. And perhaps, you know, MVP needed to go down lower a little bit more, or mix things up a little bit more to be less predictable in that sense. Zion's been hitting some good shots, I got to say. Like, he's been looking very crispy on his entry kills. Got a nice couple there, although it was ultimately meaningless.
Yeah, they need more round-winning shots at this point. Some discussion to be had. Yeah, Valde switching it up on the A-bomb site. Good for 2. When there's two teammates to play off of each other and the distraction, especially when there's going to be crazy comms in a situation like that for the T side, it's pretty good to switch back and forth. Nine to 4, and we'll soon be back into it. So let's see if MVP have something more to offer. 2 MAC-10s. Will that be a fast play towards A or a vent dive, perhaps? Maybe a charge towards the ramp. Players going in multiple directions, but are just posting up for now, and it seems that some of these MAC-10 players will be offering grenades into the A-bomb site. MVP looking for some aggression or just taking up their initial positions, but what is their play here? HSK's on the roof with some grenades, or he was. I think he still is. He's the grenade man up top, normally. Now, is he using, I wonder, is he using his MAC-10 to break the windows? Because that would be a lot of information. You might want to pull out the Glock.
Yeah, that's a good point. It feels like MVP have not really challenged ramp at all that much in this half, and now North, you know, there's many rounds where they've only had one player there as an adaptation to MVP's rounds, and there is the Glock, indeed. Here's the outside names that MVP have been throwing fairly commonly. Completing the wall there. Cabby in a really good position outside. Easy will kick things off. Here comes once again this main split. Can't be too concerned with that player in the garage. Jetta will find his way forwards, but the frags will still go to this North defense. Pretty uncontested work for them. And once again, it feels like MVP, James, they're almost looking like a one-trick pony at this point. We're seeing so many main wraps.
Yeah, it's with Kirby's position as well. North have all the information. I know he was in garage actually. He wasn't above secret.
Yeah, they smoked him off, but he still got a kill through the smoke, I think.
Yeah, but North are just changing things up on the A-bomb side. So I think they've solved this.
Yeah.
As we move into the last round of the first half, no bomb plant for MVP, so we'll see what kind of weaponry they have. It's better than the previous round at least, but they're lighter on grenades. Not even a HE to blow off the squeaky door, just flashes and 2 smokes. And North are making inroads towards T-Red outside, and I don't think MVP have any idea, or perhaps they do. Jetta keeping an eye on things, but this might slow down MVP's intentions if there's so much unknown outside. Do they push towards ramp or something in the meantime, or do they wait to figure out what is going on here?
Yeah, to me, like watching what MVP have been doing, if I'm North, I'm actually more worried about ramp, because MVP have just not been hitting it at all. They've been putting everything towards outside and upper the whole half. So MVP will be walking into this a little bit delayed, so they will be suspicious of the possibilities that position could have been gained early by North here. Will they check Frazier? This is the most overlooked position and is the most impactful one, and that is beautiful. You can see the shadow advantage. That is so stunning there from AZ. A triple kill. 4 kills for AZ. Absolutely crushing this. He'll finally go down, but it is too little too late. MVP will finish the half with 4 rounds.
Very promising start for North on their CT side. We'll see if they can pick it up on the T side after the break. And we're back. This is not the start that MVP wanted. It felt like a mismatch watching their previous series where they were trying to qualify for the major, which led to this point, as they said in their interview. Kind of sounded like they thought it was a mismatch in terms of skill. That's fair enough. North is probably the toughest opponent they could have got in this play-in, and they're on the back foot. They picked Nuke, and it hasn't gone so well for them so far. Just 4 rounds on their T side. If they can win the pistol, then who knows? Maybe it could be enough. But North have a good knack of abusing the numbers advantage on the T side themselves. So this is not going to be easy for MVP.
And we'll see some examples of this. But here we go. HSK might have some action here soon. He's going to be spotting one. There's no smokes or anything like that to obscure the information, and North will start to rush the outside positions. HSK, nice shot. Instantly traded back, but that is a quick one, and that's important. Evening up the numbers. And MVP know what's possible now. They are trying to make sure that North don't get towards one of these bomb sites, but it will be quite difficult because Valde's already in heaven, but MVP know this.
Big headshot for Sign. He'll get traded, though. That's not quite positioned for Gade. There are 2 plays to deal with, but he's got the information. The bomb's in tow as well. Kiabi finds himself a beautiful angle, and there's no one to help Zeph. The trades continue, and now it's Stacks versus 2. One on the low ground, one on the high. And there's a huge headshot from Gade. That is exactly what North needed. Maybe low on confidence coming into this play-in after missed opportunities. It's a strong game of Nuke so far from North.
Yeah, it definitely is. They have all the opportunities in the world now to just shut this game down straight away. And what a boost that would be, knowing that this is surely the most dangerous map for them when it comes to MVP's ability. There we go. Gabe's enjoying that one. MVP, yeah, they only have a full USP save here, so they're really playing for round 18, and that's where things have to turn around. They'll try to do some damage here by walking outside. But as we can see, they will be not finding all that much. Not working on a full take of the ramp position with all 5 players. No messing around. I like this style of play on Nuke. I don't think Nuke is a map that can offer as many options in a round like this where you have people lurking around on the T side.
The cops are coming.
They found the trail of breadcrumbs.
They've left their equipment in the car, though. No ghost-busting devices, just some USPs. Not quite GoldenEye 64. So what they've got, an AK-47 and some utility, just the one weapon.
That's not bad.
Where's the other one gone?
That's a good point.
Sign's trying to find it. Maybe it's underneath one of the T's, or
serrated.
Where in the blazes has it gone? Who knows? Maybe it went through the floor.
That's completely so weird. Missing. That's an awesome result, though. 2 kills, an AK-47. That's still like very good. Don't lose it now. You do not need to get kills here. Okay, yeah, just hide. There we go. All right, AK-47 carried into the next round. That's fantastic. However, the pressure's really on now, because if MVP want to have any shot at taking this map back under control, they must win this round. There is really no 2 ways about it. Up onto Zeta, let's see what he can do with it. M4s for the rest, except for the AK that was saved. Oh, no Kevlar on Zeta, and they are lacking kits and nades here. This is not great for them.
There's a squeaky door blown off. There's a smoke grenade to create some space to divert attention. Well-timed smoke grenade will allow North to make it into the secret position. So there are holes. The ship is potentially sinking for MVP, although that will certainly help. Valde taken out by Zeta. Maybe it's a chance to find something behind that squeaky door. Sign has a pop through hut. He's got Zephin for a trade frag, but seemed to unsure as to how to reposition. There are 1v1s to be had for the T side, and Sign will get taken out. We've got 1 CT forced down the ladder, and that leaves isolated frags around the A bomb site. This is a catastrophe, but somehow it's to their advantage. They've got a 2 versus 1. Zeta still on the ladder with an AWP and a USP. Awkward. Gade catches the bomb. Flash goes down the the vent to his teammate. Stax looking to re-aggress. Seta rotating towards Secret. This is very awkward indeed. And it's no longer awkward because Stax finishes off the job.
Oh my God, James, that seemed really messy from MVP because it seemed like they were trying to push at the same time that obviously North were about to go into the bomb site, and it got really weird really quickly. And it feels like they should have been able to survive with more players, but at least they win the round.
I thought they were going to lose the round.
Yeah.
2 players going in hot. They see a player, they start to fall back, and there seems some hesitation as to where to go. One goes around the corner, leaves the other one facing the players who come into the hut. In the meantime, you've got a CT by the squeaky door who ends up going down the ladder into the vent to avoid a situation. So there's lots of 1vx's for all the CTs on the site, but they somehow end up with 2 players alive.
Yeah, no, you're completely right. It looked really bad for them. It's such a miracle that they managed to win that round. And they're in with a chance now to have somewhat of a comeback. Gade rocking the MP5. Again, seeing a lot of the MP5, much more than the MP7, but statistically the MP7 is a lot better. Okay, smoke on the hut roof, that's a nice one. Zine has to get some damage in though. He'll be able to take down one. Where's the next one? Gade makes his way below, and Zeph will get the drop down with the MP9, and that's going to be successful. Only 2 players remain here. MVP would be so fantastic if they could stay, if they could remain 4 players strong here at the end of the round. Their economy needs the boost. But we've seen what Valde can do on this map by himself. And he's got Yugi, who's now picked up a Famis to work with as well.
1 minute on the clock. MVP on the comeback trail. Yugi's got a lot to do, not much to do it with. Maybe he tries to show some well-timed presence to allow Valde to get something done, but there are a lot of MVP players alive. However, the ladder to heaven is not really being dealt with. Zeta's up there, but he's focused on A main as well. You can see Stax is the one holding the angle. And Valde is not going to get much of anything. 30 seconds remain, and maybe I'll just have to lament what has come in this round. Standing on the toxic barrel. Maybe there are needles inside, who knows? Hazardous substances of some description. 15 seconds, and MVP move to 6. 4 players look to survive. As you can see, their money sucks at the moment, so that's an important factor for them. Fair chunk of grenades in the bank as well, so that'll save them a little money. Everybody will be happy with this. Moving to safety, getting the reloads in. And North are in a weird spot. They've got $2,000 per person. Pistol picked up by Kiabi, but I don't know how much they have to offer in this round.
Yeah, it's quite weird. They get $2,400 for losing the round, so they want to. I think they want to full save here and play around Valde. Maybe just sacrifice themselves for the cause, so they can at least get some economic damage in. We can see that even a couple kills here would be pretty impactful on MVP's economy. All they really want to be able to do is to keep MVP's economy within that brittle breaking point, whereby it just requires 1 round win to reset them and completely enforce them onto pistols. And at that point, North have basically won the game. So that's like keeping their economy in check is really important. And so if they're able to engineer with this 1 Krieg and these 4 pistols a way to get 1 or 2 kills, that is job done for North.
See what they choose to do now. There will be no aggression offered from MVP. The longer they wait, the more grenades they may force MVP to use to hold position for area control. Stax is in a pretty committed spot. And Cheta misses his shot. So far, so good. Few grenades being deployed, and Yugi goes straight into the AWP. So the ramp hold looks okay for now. 2 players for either side. As they jiggle, they line up actually. And it's Valde now, alone with the rifle. Chunky HE. There's a flash for Stax. They're pushing everywhere. 1v1 will be enough. Sign will get taken out, but that's about it. That'll be fine. 6 rounds now behind our MVP. The money's not great for North. Valde's got $2,700. The rest on about 44. And no one's bought anything just yet for the teas.
Yeah, they take a timeout, and again, as James mentioned, their money's not amazing. So, but they do need to go for a full buy here. So they have to just work out, okay, what kind of strats can we go for with what we're going to be limited to in this position. And I wouldn't be too surprised to see something more quick from North, whether it is something fast outside or, you know, a fast ramp push, you know, an upper set piece, something that's pretty straightforward. I think it's very difficult in their position to play a much more drawn-out round where you're really playing for the late game and you have multiple layers to the round in terms of map control and pressure and so on before you hit a bomb site. So would imagine we would see something, them aiming for a bomb site in the early mid-round stage. Obviously the timeouts when Mytha can really add his input. And here we go.
Smoke through the door to the main position. Isolate the CTs, make them worry about something, maybe overinvest in the A bomb site. Fear. That main position, you can see HSK has a shadow advantage if the T's come around the corner. Didn't really work for North though on their CT side with some of the pushes we saw from MVP early on. Teta with the AWP looking for a good timing as North start to creep around towards that A bomb site. All those footsteps will be heard. You can see the communication for MVP quickly towards Heaven, and MVP's got nobody on the high ground, it seems. At least around that Heaven area. And that's going to be an issue for them, trying to defend from below. But so far, so good. Stack's trying to get a second, but too many bullets going into the ladder itself.
That's frustrating, isn't it? They seem to know, though, all the information as to... I mean, this is classic Nuke stuff. You know, it's kind of fine to give up position. As long as you have a beat on what they're doing, then you can just rotate correctly and defend the bomb sites otherwise. Although this Heaven position is particularly strong and worrying. Takes away a lot of positions you can effectively defend from, so North are really threatening right now. That's a great kill for Sign. That's such an important one, and Kirby tries to trade, and that first kill on Sign, that really made things a lot easier here for MVP. You can see that first kill, that was the domino that would have crushed the defense, but now it's just down to Valde. He might still have a chance here because MVP were completely convinced it would be an upper play, and they're going to have to dive down into the lower position, but Valde has a chance to get the bomb down and get some position here. There is a world where he can actually find some serious damage here.
So far, so good for Valde. Doesn't last very long, though, but he maybe gets an extra frag out of that with MVP having no position towards the B bomb site. Some bonus money for his team, which will certainly help, but MVP are making up for perhaps disappointing first half, stringing the rounds together. Bomb plant will certainly help the T side, the way the rounds have been going of late. Much needed bonus money, but MVP are looking comfortable for the time being.
Yeah, they certainly are. That was great. That was a really great round. Again, I feel like it was that first frag is so important that it goes to MVP. Then North were just behind on the trades. But that's Counter-Strike for you. Comes down to the most marginal spots. And MVP, their economy is looking decent enough. The fast play down secret. So trying to use the power of speed here, North, but it's going to be down to MVP to defend this. They know what's coming. The Incendiary will buy some time.
Zetson needs to pop some glass for his retreat. There we go. Smart stuff. That was getting way too worrisome. Does allow North to perhaps burst into the A bomb site a little better, but it's better than them picking up the AWP. Ooh, he's going to take the invitation to go forward. That's a shot he will land. He's got some cover. Beautiful shot there on the next player, Gade. And AZ remains now, going down the ladder quietly, it seems. Don't believe he's been detected just yet, but HSK might have some great timing here. AZ having a look. The crouch peek is good enough, and only one player is taken out there on the cusp of double figures now, MVP.
Yeah, this is quite enjoyable to watch. Seeing some good CT fundamentals from MVP, and again, one thing that was particularly cool was the way that they gave up so much position in that previous round, whereby they're comfortable to give up Heaven, which is pretty scary, honestly. It's perhaps one of the scariest things to give up in terms of position on this map as a CT side. And again, that Nuke fundamental of playing CT is about you can give up a position, but then you just have to rotate correctly as the CTs. And they seem to have those rotations down pretty good well right now. You can see another tactical coming out for North. You can see Mytha adding his input once again. Sixth man trying to make sure that he helps to direct them strategically. keeping his eye out for any perceivable weaknesses in the MVP setups. But I feel like MVP are playing pretty good standard CT Nuke stuff right now. So in theory, it's kind of hard to... Like, I'm curious what they will be coming up with to try to attack into this in an effective way.
All the success and confidence of the first half seems a distant memory now for North. They'll look to find a way to get that momentum back. Is it a tech pause, perhaps? I see a radio being used by the admin. Hopefully he said Devi. You never know.
This is looking really doable now, James, as you say, like it's only 4 rounds difference. Starting to get that momentum. And if North fail here, there'll be another save round or half buy unless they get a bomb down.
Okay, AWP for both squads once again. MVP looking for 10, North looking for 14. Success has been limited for them. Maybe a solid execute will be the solution. Zeta with a very forward play. That might have given the game away. Now, is that a cue for North to execute what they were intending? Surely it's going to cost extra men to take a position like that in the first place. They've got the deep smokes on the outside. Now, they could wrap into main, they could go into garage, or could go down to secret with the kind of smokes they have. Looks like there might be a peek from the high ground. Quietly walking, looking for that peek. There it is, and Zeta gets absolutely deleted. No flash combo. Does it the unsafe way. And Sign goes to the point of no return. How many... Oh boy, that is a complete disaster for MVP. 2 huge errors made, and how on earth do they get back into this one?
Yeah, you're completely right, James. That play from Sign, almost as though he felt like he had to do too much. Instead of just dropping a smoke, slowing down the play. His teammates now are going to be pushed out of position. At this point, I don't think they can go for it. Well, okay, well now at this point they'll have no choice. Stacks will, everyone's going to fall on their sword. And there it's like, you can see that in Sign going aggressive in that way instead of just doing the standard play and just dropping the smoke. There's a reason why you drop that smoke, or you try to delay that play. It's so that your teammates can get into position. Then the next thing you have to worry about is maybe if the Ts decide to very quickly go back up secret towards main, but at least you actually give your team time to play together. But there they got totally outmaneuvered because play came in too quickly.
I wonder how many players the sniper saw for him to just go for a dry peek like that. Close to the corner as well, which is the worst way to peek around the corner because you're showing your body long before you'll see anything. So that was a really unusual situation. Ideally, when you pick a corner, you pick it from as far away as possible to get a better angle. North now may feel like they're in a driving seat once again, but MVP is still here with a good buy. Zeta has a AWP lined up near the secret position, but North look to wrap towards Hell.
So we saw this round before, and it looked like it almost worked. It was actually quite close to working. They just needed to be a bit better on the fragging. This time, though, we actually have HSK at the top of the ladder. That's the difference. And oh dear, this is absolutely huge. Just coming into ramp on the back end of things. And MVP now, their rotations will truly be tested at this point. They have to come down in to this lower bomb site. They've been shut out. How do MVP deal with this? It's a 4 versus 4 at the very least, and they do have players in position, and they have utility. This is going to be very difficult, though.
4v4 retake attempt. Nothing through the wall just yet. Signs in control of control. We've got footsteps being made elsewhere. You can see Gade on the low grounds. North have got strong positions. It's going to be really hard to get through these choke points. AZ lurking by the ramp as well, so he can pop in if needed, but he'll be smoked off. Zeta's in a vulnerable position. The grenades continue from the CT side. Start to come through the glass now, but they're walking into a colossal crossfire. Absolutely beautiful from North, and they've taken so much away from MVP. Zeta running for dear life. He'll be able to escape the bomb. But this is a really bad spot now for MVP. Look at the cash. It sucks.
That was a really cool round from North. And it's really interesting in how they were effectively able to cut Zeta out of the picture, because Setups was playing the AWP from Secret, and we had such a fast movement from North all the way to Hell, and then they attacked Ramp from the back. So they basically were able to completely circumvent him, making him useless, and just, again, outmaneuvering MVP entirely. That's really cool. You don't often see a round like that.
Well then, MVP need everything now. They've got a worse buy, a Deagle, and MP9. Gambles might need to be taken. North waiting, perhaps for some aggression from MVP. Three Kriegs, and 2 AKs for North. Zeph's got a hopeful angle with his MP9. Does he even commit to a duel in that position? I guess he could see the legs if they don't crouch. North just wait. Cutting noise for the most part, some light harassment. A few shots through the hut. North maybe looking to trade into the squeaky door position. Kiabi and AZ not opening the window of opportunity just yet, but they seem poised to at any second.
Yeah, much like MVP, they on their T side, they have like full utility. It's kind of mad. Not a single noise made, quiet as a mouse. Zeph needs to get a lot of value from this MP9 as they start to storm in. This is going to be extremely difficult. Could all end here for MVP on map number 1. It's their pick as well. They need to find a way back in here. There's the MP9. Only gets one, but there's lots of frags, lots of blue on the kill tracker there. Just Valley left. They've defended this remarkably well. And this is a huge turnaround. If only they can just take Valley down. But there's 2 more players to go. 10 seconds for Valley to try to find this. He tries to do what he can, but he will be taken out on the trade. Good stuff there. Great hold from MVP.
Problem is, North can survive all those losses. Can MVP? I mean, they had a bad buy to begin with, in fairness, so they might still have a better one. North wait. They stand until 25-second mark and then try to charge in. Maybe trying to encourage fatigue, staring at the same angles for so long. In fact, it's a markedly better round from MVP now in terms of weaponry, and North will feel the shortcomings. Kirby's down to a Mac 10, but maybe he's expecting more lack of helmets. There's only one player stacked with no helmet. Zeph gets taken out. Look at this charge straight into the air bomb site, and this looks like the end of the road for MVP on Nuke. So much to do, and it's not going to happen just yet. Setup versus 4 now. Smoked off in the A main position. There's a fresh smoke as well. It could hardly be worse. And there it is. North take Nuke over MVP 1-0 on the way to the major.
Yeah, great work from North there. I felt like they started off really strong on that CT side. They played their basics well. They played good discipline. And MVP, they were scary out of the gate. They were hitting some nasty shots. They had some good strats, but it seemed like their strats kind of dried up. They became a little bit predictable towards the last 4 or 5 rounds of their T side, and it seemed like they, if they could only have extracted maybe just a couple more rounds in their T side, James, they'd have just a bit more space to work with, and we could have seen a victory for them here. We could have seen a much closer result for them here. I mean, it was really intense.
Yeah, I think it looked like the CT side was a little too strong there for North, and maybe they can break it down a little more on the desk with Alex.